There she is. There she is. There she is, my princess. Hello, my little princess. Come on. Oh, hello. Donna mia, come sei cicciona. Come sei cicciona. Che cicciona. Sei una cicciona. Cicciona. I should have done it double like that. What the heck? Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to put like a simple piece of thread through this loop at the back of this picture frame because I want to hang it. Obviously, if I'm doing this, I'm not using nails because that's kind of like the whole point. But do you ever have those days when even the simplest thing becomes a gigantic waste of time and energy? Because apparently this day is one of those days. Look at that. I don't even know what I'm doing. Me lo lasci fare? It's been a while since I've done one of my usual living alone vlogs. Why have I done this? Like, because I literally live by myself. Obviously, my cat allows me to live here. But it's been a while since I've done one of these vlogs, and I really enjoy filming them as well as editing them. And I thought that this week could be a good week to film one of these vlogs because I have a little bit of a different week. I have a few things planned and I'm gonna go out and do stuff. So it's gonna be more than my usual, let's hang out at my apartment after work and clean up the place and play with my cat and cuddle and watch some Netflix, basically. Which, don't get me wrong, I deeply enjoy, but this week is gonna be a little bit different, and I thought that I could give you a glimpse of what my week or my life looks like whenever I go out and meet friends and do stuff. Today on my calendar, why do I keep doing this? I don't know. Today on my calendar was the monthly book swap that I usually go to, which is organized by my friend Teresa. Ciao Teresa, if you're watching. Unfortunately, that got canceled. So I decided to turn this missed social event into an opportunity to take some time for myself, which is something that it's, you know, harder and harder to find these days. The last few weeks were really, really full in terms of things to do and in terms of, oh my God, I think my brain is going to explode. One of the things that I love the most about living by myself is that I live by myself. It might sound a little weird or a little, I don't know, a little mean, but as an introvert person, I deeply treasure this opportunity, and I never ever take it for granted that in this space, I am by myself. So whenever I enter this apartment and whenever I find myself into these very walls, I don't have to explain myself to anyone. I can just be, think, do, and feel whatever the heck I want. If I am craving social interaction, I can always reach out to my friends and go out and go to events. But as someone like me who can experience anxiety when too much is on my calendar or on my to-do list, or might experience low energy levels after being outside socializing, this is very important for me. Why though? I use this simple and compact stool. Che disagio però, no, I don't like it. Hello, my pretty assistant. I'm currently working on my last video, which is the one that I'm hoping to be able to post this coming Sunday, which is the one that you are gonna see right before this one. I don't know why, but I thought the idea of the video itself was good. But I'm finding the footage and putting the video together so incredibly frustrating and far away from what I envisioned. But right now I am too further with the editing, but I also wish I would start again from scratch, which would be nice if it wasn't that I don't want to get too perfectionist on videos. So if the footage is not exactly what I envisioned, if the editing is not exactly what I envisioned, this should be something that brings me joy and not something that brings me frustration. So I'm trying to teach myself that unperfect videos with like not fancy equipment or that kind of stuff are still okay as long as they're done with heart and intention and there's good content. My problem has always been that I am doing this YouTube thing on a very low budget. I don't have fancy equipment. I have a 8-year-old laptop, which every time I'm editing, like, needs to load and load and load forever. I have a camera, which I'm using right now, which finds it very hard to focus sometimes because unfortunately I dropped it, so I think the autofocus might be damaged. And I also have a phone which was bought refurbished, so the battery is not the greatest anymore. So I'm kind of like struggling in terms of technology that will help me create better videos faster. I'm actually running a little late because my dad just called me and we had the longest phone call ever. So I'm headed out because today the band of my friends, so some of my friends play in this band, and tonight they're having a gig into a little club in Mitte called Schokoladen. And so I thought I could share quickly my OOTD. I feel so fancy and cute. Oh, there you go. Hi. I kind of wanted to take advantage of this video to answer a question that I get asked a lot. And that question would be, how, as a person that lives by herself with a part-time income only, can I afford to do things like going on travels and going to concerts? Or how do I manage my money? So just more in general, how do I manage my money? How can I afford things? And how to organize my finances and stuff. I'm gonna try my best to keep this portion of the video concise, short and sweet, but still informative. And then eventually I'll do a little more in-depth video, but for now, I'm just gonna go with this little vlog insert, so to speak. That being said, the way that I can afford to do things and organize my life and manage to maintain myself purely on a part-time income is through budgeting, people. Pure and thorough budgeting. And I've been doing it for years, so I'm kind of like in motion already with this thing. It's not like I started yesterday, so I'm kind of like still struggling with it, and I don't have any savings aside and stuff. Now, I've prepared a little bit of a example of monthly budget that I do, and something that is very important when it comes to making a budget, because I do it every month and I've been doing it for years, people, so I know what I'm talking about. Two things are very important. Number one, learn to prioritize. We are people. We would like to live the best life that we could live. So we would like to probably do and see and buy as much as we would love to, but we can't do it all. So prioritizing and buying less are absolutely key. And number two, this is a trick that I started to do somehow. I don't know. I kind of like had a little bit of an intuition. I didn't hear it somewhere else, but I just started to do it like automatically, is to create a budget not based on the actual income that I get, but based on an income that is slightly lower or much lower according to like whatever is planned in terms of expenses for that month. So instead of using the actual income, I create my budget based on a lower income. And that is a simple but very effective tip that allows me to automatically save some money every single month because no matter what happens, I'm prepared, and B, also have a little bit of a cushion. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe there are some planned expenses, something that you didn't consider in the categories of your budget. Maybe you felt like maybe something you happened to spend more than what you actually planned or budgeted or considered. When it comes to create a monthly budget, I hope you can read this. There's really nothing particularly fancy or difficult that you need to do. This is the income that I get, and I normally note it at the top corner on my page so that I know exactly how much money I got that month. And this, like below, is the income that I use to create my monthly budget at the beginning of each month. So this is the amount, the income that I'm going to work with, not the real one, but the other one. And then what I do is simply start with the main categories that I have in my life. These are the fixed categories. These are the things that I cannot absolutely say no to, which is rent, utilities, public transportation card. I don't have a car, so that's my only way to be able to move in this town. I got a Netflix subscription. I live by myself, so sometimes I want to watch something, and that's okay. I got the money that I use to, like, for my phone, for my cell phone, I mean. My cat, bank. My online bank used to be free, and then, like everything in this world, they started to charge a little tiny fee, which I'm okay with it because it's still much less than the bank that I used to have a couple of years ago, so I'm fine with that. So these are my main categories. They might vary, meaning that maybe I have a payment that happens once a year, every 6 months, and then I'll just kind of like consider it, but these are the ones that are recurring every single month. And then here I have stuff there are, variable. So I might have therapy that month, a therapy session. So I want to consider that. I have blank category, meaning, I don't know, I have to buy my contact lenses. I feel like going to the thrift store and buy a few clothes, whatever that might be. And then here I got all of my extras. So let's say things that are destined for going out with friends, doing things, going to dinner or whatever, going to the movies or whatever you want to, fancy thing you want to do these days. I'll just put it in this category. Yes, Jenny, but where's money for food and stuff? Here, I subtract all of these categories from the income that I started with, which again might be variable each month according to whatever it is that I planned for that month. If this amount for food and going to the drugstore and buying cleaning products, that kind of stuff, toothpaste, that kind of stuff, happens to be too low, there are a few things right here, so not fixed expenses, maybe less important, that I need to reconsider. At the end of each month, I take a look of everything, so how much I paid, how much I've considered for that specific category, and I just simply do my calculations, and the money that I'm left with is the money that I saved that month. That money is going straight into my online separate savings account, and I simply finance the things that I want to do with that money. Those are money for emergencies. Those are money for travels, for concerts, for that kind of stuff. And obviously still, even if I have money aside, I don't take it as an excuse to spend it all, because what happens if I don't have any when I need it the most? So it's all about prioritizing and being mindful with your spending. Before I wrap up this video, I wanted to give you a little bit of update on the organizational situation of my entryway. If you watched my last vlog, that you know that I've been kind of like struggling in organizing things in this room. So I just wanted to quickly show you the, I think, small but still significant changes that I made to improve the organization in here, because space is tight and organization is very key when you live in such a small space like I do. So the first thing that I did is pretty simple and straightforward, but I decided to use one of these IKEA command hooks with suction cup to hang a bag that contains all of my grocery bags. So whenever I'm going out to buy groceries, I have bags ready to grab right here close to the door instead of having to dig through the shelf unit, which was a disaster every time. Speaking of the shelf unit, this is the most significant change that I did, and I'm absolutely stoked about it. This basket was in the little shelf unit down here. It was such a wasted organizational piece because I used it to store like pencils and scrap paper. Who does that? Like, such a better use. Now it can perfectly store my yoga mat, my travel backpack, my retired Kanken backpack, unfortunately, and the foldable cat's carrier is back there. You can't see it, but everything is just stored upright, organized, tidy. Things don't fall on top of each other, and they just perfectly fit on top of the shelf unit. Then I have made a little bit of an upgrade for the things that I am currently keeping on the side because I want to sell them, donate them and stuff. I had an old shipping box which didn't look very pretty, so I upgraded to an IKEA cardboard box, which is nice and functional and pretty and kind of looks a little more refined. And then the crates that I couldn't fit on this stupid shelf unit behind me, I just put them in here. They fit perfectly, and here I got like miscellaneous pens, pencils, scrap papers and stuff. In here I got larger reusable bags. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that you can see everything, because despite the organization, having everything so exposed might give a little bit of a cluttered feeling. So I might want to look for something in the future that is slightly taller so things will be concealed. But for now, it just works very well. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching and for sticking around and for supporting me. If you would like to further support me, give this video a like, share it, leave a comment below, and consider subscribing if you still haven't. You would make my day. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.